Hey, this is John Carlos, and I'm here with a look at the Kotobukiya Bishoujo of Chainsaw Dance Leatherface from the Texas Chain Saw Massacre. I like that it says August 18th, 1973 on the inner flap. This is not the first Leatherface Bishoujo that Kotobukiya has made. It is the second, although it's interesting that they've made a brand new figure because they typically don't make brand new figures of the same character. Sure, they made plenty of variants. There are con exclusives of Storm and Psylocke and She-Hulk, but to do a brand new figure from the ground up of the same character is pretty new. They're going to be doing it again with Beetlejuice later this year, so this might be a new trend. Doing it for Leatherface, though, it makes sense to me. I get why they're doing it. You look at Freddy Krueger, you look at Tiffany from Bride of Chucky, or Mike Myers or Pinhead. They have one iconic look, whereas Leatherface, the yellow apron is classic. The suit jacket and the chainsaw dance is also classic. I get why you'd want to do it twice. This is a perfect base considering, where the chainsaw dance takes place. You got the grass and the little dirt road leading up to the Sawyer home. I think the sculpt on the boots is really good, and also just the sculpt on the pants. They do a good job with like the seams, the wrinkling. I love the shading. Kotobukiya has always been really good at shading, kind of like the dark spots of the knees and all that. But I love they included the cut on the thigh. That's a nice detail. A lot of little scene-specific bits going on here. Also, I think they did a great job with the tie. They did a great job capturing the design of that tie, and then the shirt is really well done because it looks like, they did a wash over a basic yellow. So the lines on this are sculpted in. They're not drawn on. They're sculpted in. So that secondary wash really does highlight the lines of the shirt. And that's all I really have to say about the shirt. The jacket looks great too. Again, with the shading, you could see the darker sections where things wrinkle, and I love the flow of the jacket. It's a great pose with the chainsaw dance. The chainsaw itself looks freaking awesome. I love the bloody chainsaw blade and the dripping of the blood from the tip of it. The general design of the chainsaw looks freaking awesome. I love the bloody hands. I love they included Pam's necklace. It's a nice detail. A lot of good little details in here. Also, the head, I think, is pretty well done. I kind of complained last time when I reviewed the other one about the paint job on the face, but I think this paint job is slightly better. Here it is next to the original one, just so you can see that it appears to be the same head, but with a different hair plopped on. So I like that if you're buying both, you're not getting the exact same head. I like the difference in the hairstyles, but the lip color, in contrast to like the tongue in there, there's a good difference, and I think the eyeball paint, the shading, is pretty good. I like that you can see the teeth. Yeah, I like the flow of this head quite a bit, but there is an alternate head. This alternate head is flippin' fantastic. They could have just given us the one head of like the Japanese pretty girl face, and that would have been that, and that would have been fine, but these masks are so iconic in the movie. And this particular mask, from the dinner scene leading up to the chase at the end, when Leatherface, wants to get a little dolled up, a little pretty, with some lipstick and some makeup. This head, with this mask, I mean, if you're gonna make this version of Leatherface, right, doing the chainsaw dance, you gotta include this mask, and the little bits of, like, stitching right up there, the lipstick, the little floppity bits, the little string hanging down, the wrinkling along the edge, it's just perfect. If you're new to Kotobukiya's Bishoujo line, what they tend to do is take pre-existing characters and then make them a little foxier. Like in this case, female Leatherface is quite literally busting through her costume. Now, the way they tart their designs up a bit varies from figure to figure. Sometimes it's a direct translation of like a superhero's outfit. Other times they'll take a male character and just sort of make it more femme. Sometimes they will really like rip up the costume and make it all sorts of trashy. With this one, I'm glad they managed to keep the suit intact because, in my opinion, this costume is pretty iconic, and I wouldn't want to see any major element of it missing. So I think Kotobukiya has done a good job here of kind of following through with what they do with Bishoujos, which is like cleavage, but also the fact that they honored the original costume. I'm happy that we still have the suit jacket and the pants and the shirt and the tie and all that stuff. I really dig it. It retails for $129. In the last year or so, we've really seen Kotobukiya raise the retail price of these. I've complained about it already. I don't see the raising of the price when I don't see any change in the quality of the output. So that's a little annoying, but if you are a fan of the Bishoujo design and Texas Chainsaw, this is a very fun figure. It's a very, very fun pose. I mean, I look at this, I hear the chainsaw buzzing from the end of the movie. Granted, it looks a little bit different than it did in the movie, but still, it honors that scene really, really well. I dig it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this. And if you want to subscribe to me and be up to date with all my latest reviews, go ahead and click subscribe.